Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I will take you through the harrowing tale of John Wayne Gacy, also known as the Killer Clown. This narrative will explore his early life, the horrifying crimes he committed, and the eventual justice that was served. Prepare yourselves for a disturbing journey into the life of one of America's most infamous serial killers. Early life. John Wayne Gacy was born on March 17, 1942, in Chicago, Illinois. He was the second of three children in a working-class family. Gacy's childhood was marred by a difficult relationship with his father, who was an abusive alcoholic. His father frequently belittled and beat him, leading to a tumultuous and abusive upbringing that profoundly impacted Gacy's psyche. Despite his troubled home life, Gacy was active in his community. He was a Boy Scout, involved in the Catholic Church, and even worked as an assistant precinct captain for a local Democratic Party candidate. However, beneath this seemingly normal exterior, dark impulses were brewing. Early criminal activity and marriage. Gacy's early adult life was marked by a desire for acceptance and normalcy. He married Marlon Myers in 1964 and moved to Waterloo, Iowa, where he managed a string of KFC restaurants owned by his father-in-law. During this period, Gacy was respected in his community and even became a member of the JCs, a leadership training organization. However, Gacy's darker side soon emerged. In 1968, he was convicted of sexually assaulting two teenage boys and sentenced to 10 years in prison. His wife divorced him, and he never saw his children again. Gacy was paroled after serving only 18 months of his sentence due to good behavior, and he returned to Chicago to start anew. The Killer Clown emerges. Upon his release, Gacy sought to rebuild his life. He moved to Norwood Park, a suburb of Chicago, where he became a successful contractor. He also became known for his involvement in local Democratic Party activities and frequently entertained children at parties as Pogo the Clown. This alter ego would later become infamous as a symbol of his dual life. Between 1972 and 1978, Gacy's crimes escalated. He lured young men and boys to his home, often under the pretense of offering them construction work. Once there, he would handcuff, torture, and sexually assault them before ultimately strangling or suffocating them. Gacy buried most of his victims in the crawlspace beneath his house, while others were disposed of in the Des Plaines River. Discovery of the murders. Gacy's downfall began in December 1978 when 15-year-old Robert Piest went missing after leaving work to discuss a job opportunity with Gacy. This disappearance led investigators to Gacy's home, where they noticed a strange smell emanating from the crawlspace. After obtaining a search warrant, police discovered the remains of multiple victims. On December 21, 1978, Gacy was arrested. During his confession, he admitted to killing 33 young men and boys, describing in chilling detail how he lured, assaulted, and murdered his victims. The sheer scale of his crimes shocked the nation and forever tarnished his killer clown persona. Trial and conviction. John Wayne Gacy's trial began in February 1980. His defense attempted to plead insanity, arguing that Gacy was unable to control his actions due to multiple personality disorder. However, the prosecution presented overwhelming evidence of premeditation and planning, including Gacy's detailed confession and the physical evidence found in his home. After a 5-week trial, the jury deliberated for only 2 hours before finding Gacy guilty of all 33 murders. He was sentenced to death and sent to the Menard Correctional Center, where he remained on death row for 14 years, life on death row and execution. During his time on death row, Gacy continued to maintain his innocence, claiming that he had been set up by others. He also took up painting, producing a series of artworks, many of which featured his Pogo the Clown persona. These paintings were later sold at auctions and have become macabre collector's items. John Wayne Gacy was executed by lethal injection on May 10, 1994, at the Stateville Correctional Center in Illinois. His execution marked the end of one of the most horrific chapters in American criminal history. Outside the prison, crowds gathered to celebrate the death of the man who had brought so much pain and suffering to so many families. Conclusion: John Wayne Gacy's life and crimes continue to fascinate and horrify people around the world. His ability to lead a double life, charming his community while committing unspeakable acts of violence, makes him one of the most notorious serial killers in history. His story serves as a stark reminder of the potential for evil that can lurk behind a seemingly ordinary facade. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this detailed account has provided you with a deeper understanding of John Wayne Gacy and the dark legacy he left behind.